Welcome Year 10. Today you're going to have a recipe on how to make chocolate filled cookies. So the first thing you need to do is incorporate some butter into your mixer. Now I'm using a freestanding mixer, but you can use whatever handheld mixer you've got. And I'm also going to use the paddle attachment, which looks like that one, instead of the whisk attachment. It's just easier to incorporate everything and to clean up at the end. Now, the recipe I've got for you is 1 block of butter, 250 grams. I'm doubling this for me for home. So if you're seeing 2 lots of everything, you don't need to make that. All right, so you're gonna cream your butter and your sugar for about 5 minutes. So remember, creaming is until it goes light and fluffy. So first I'm gonna whip my butter for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna add my sugar. So I've turned it on low. Now I'm going to crank it until it gets faster. Now once you start seeing it mix, then you're going to add your sugar. So you'll have to turn your mixer off and then lift it up to add the sugar. So I'm just going to add both lots of sugar, caster and brown sugar. Then it's going to be lifted down again, and it's going to beat for about that 5-minute mark. Every now and then I need you to get your spatula and just give it a wipe down the sides. Just turn it up to medium. It's been only about 1 minute to 2 minutes. You can see it's all mixing in. Once you're happy, I want you to lift it. It's very heavy. And I want you to use your spatula, and I want you to wipe down the sides. Because you can see down there, there is some butter that hasn't even been incorporated. So you'll need to make sure you do this. Otherwise you won't have a nice mixture. See that yellow? We want to make sure all that gets mixed in. Okay, putting it back down and mixing again for a few more minutes. Alright, so you can see it's been going for a good 5 minutes. Show you what the mixture looks like now, and you can see it's all creamed in. What I mean by creamy, it's all the same color. If you feel it, you shouldn't feel any granules of sugar in it this time, so it should be nice and smooth and creamy. Now you're going to add your eggs and vanilla, and you're going to add that one at a time. Just going to give the sides a quick scrape again. I want this to be an even cookie dough mixture. Now, the good thing about this recipe is very versatile, and you can add any flavorings in. It doesn't need to be a chocolate chip cookie. Alright, so I'm going to add 1 egg at a time. You can see I've got them all here, but I'm just going to pour in 1 and a bit of the white of the other one. And then I'm going to turn it on and mix it in. Once it's all mixed in, then I'll add the second egg. Okay, first egg is mixed in. Now repeat. Just 1 egg in and whip it again. Okay, I've added the other 2 eggs, and I've added the drop of vanilla essence. You can add essence or extract here. So now the next step is to give it another scrape. You can see how different and fluffy it is now, and the eggs have all been mixed in. If you find your eggs and your mix looks like a scrambled egg mix, You need to whip it a bit more. It's just the eggs haven't been beaten enough and your mixture's split. So now I'm going to add my flour, and I'm just going to do a cup at a time. I'm going to turn it on low. My flour is self-raising flour this time for this recipe. So 1 cup, turn it on, do it low, and then repeat. So all mixed in, add my next cup. Try to get it in the bowl and not make a mess like I have. Alright, my mixture's all done. You can see big, added everything except for some chocolate chips. Now you can add M&Ms, you can add normal chocolate, and I've got this chocolate and white chocolate. So you can add a mixture of all of it if you wanted to, but it's up to you how much chocolate you want to add. I'm just putting in a bag, and then maybe half a bag of the minis. Then I'm just going to stir it all around best I can. Alright, so now you got your mixture all done, and you are going to shape it into some balls. Make sure you take off any bits off the spatulas and stuff so you don't waste it. Now, prepare a baking tray. Make sure you put down some baking paper. You will need multiple baking trays. Alright, so using your mixture, you're going to grab a small bouncy ball size. Then you're going to roll it in your hands. If you've still got heaps of mess on your hands like I do, maybe give it a little scrape or go wash your hands. You don't want mess everywhere flicking through your kitchen. So roll it and then flatten it out. Okay? Once you've flattened it out, then I'm going to get you to put it on the tray. And then you're going to repeat that step. Try and make them a similar size so they cook evenly. If you find that you've got too much in your hand, take some off. If you don't have enough, add a little bit more. Now if you've made double the batch of mixture like I did, you can freeze the cookie dough and make the rest another day. You don't need to cook it all today. Or you can freeze the made cookies if you're not going to be able to eat them all in one go like I won't be able to. So after you've done, I've got 6 on my tray here. If you can fit more, add more. I'm just going to wash my hands before I add the Nutella. So you can see here I've got my tray, and then I'm going to get a tub of Nutella. You can use the No Frills brand, it doesn't matter. So you're going to get a spoonful, and you are going to put it on top of your cookies. Then you're going to add more cookie dough on top. So 1 spoonful. So you can see I've got 1 spoon to scoop and the other spoon to scrape. Now if you don't want to add Nutella into the middle of it, you can just leave it as chocolate chip cookies. If you wanted to add cocoa and make them chocolate chip cookies, you would do that when you add your flour. Now I've got my 6 cookies there with Nutella. Now I'm going to roll more cookie dough, similar size as before, rolling it out flat, a little bit flatter if you can than earlier, and then you're going to lay it over the top, and you're going to try and pinch it down so they kind of touch and only the outsides are touching, and then repeat for the others. Remember, the one on top needs to be that little bit bigger than the one on the bottom, just so it covers everything and goes all the way around. And I'm using the palm of my hand to push to make it bigger. And then just let it plop over the top and let it sit over. You can see I'm just pushing the sides in so they touch the sides of the other cookie. And then these go in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Check them halfway and give the tray a spin. So if it's in this way, after about 10 minutes, turn it around and give it a spin that way, because that way the oven will cook evenly. And then take it out and put it on a wire rack to cool. Repeat all of that process with the rest of your cookie dough.
Alright, the cookies have come out. I've just melted some white chocolate and put it in a Ziploc bag. Just going to cut the bottom off. And I'm just going to decorate the top of them. Or maybe too much cut off, but anyway. Just drizzle some chocolate. If you don't want to do chocolate over the top, you don't need to. Alright, once you're ready and you're ready to eat one and you've let them cool, obviously it's still going to be quite hot, and then you'll have Nutella oozing out of the middle. You just got to wait for it to cool, otherwise you get a big mess in your hand. Enjoy, everyone.